Hello everybody, this is Hiroya and I'm here today with Tim Thompson. I'm here in Nashville, Tennessee, and I'm on the tour and I stopped by Tim's place and I want to ask some questions to him and you're going to give some background and your technique and guitar and everything. So yeah, we met last year in Kansas at Winfield's Guitar Championship. And he won the first place. And then, I was second place. I'm still good. And we talked and then we connected.
And Bill Russell was third.
That's right.
Good
He's a classical guitar player. And I'm glad we connected and we reconnected after a year here in Tennessee.
Yeah, it's not like all-star wrestling where you, you're fighting each other. We all become friends after.
That's right. Yeah.
So,
that's right. So you've been playing guitar for a long time, and
about 150 years. And, I've been playing a long time. Just since I was a kid. I played piano first when I was in grade school, and then. Played trombone for a few years too, and that was fun.
And when you were a teenager?
No, when I was in grade school.
Okay.
I think I was, maybe 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade. I think I played trombone, and then I started playing guitar when I was about 12.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
In middle school.
We call it junior high.
Junior high, all right.
Well, it was when you're 12. I guess maybe I was in like 6th grade.
Okay.
Yeah, I was about 6th grade when I started. So yeah.
Electric or acoustic?
Yeah, no, electric. Yeah, I started on electric. Yeah, my oldest brother is 9 years older than me, Dennis. Unfortunately, he died a year ago.
Oh, right.
But he bought me my first guitar. He was going to school at in Denton, Texas, at Northwest School of Music in Denton, Texas. Great, jazz school.
Right.
He bought me a little airline guitar, a little short electric guitar, and it's set in the case sideways like this, because the case had an amplifier built into it.
Oh, wow.
It was an airline. It was made by Sears. And he paid $25 for the guitar. Gave it to me for Christmas. This was an old used guitar. And then he told me years later that he says, I don't think I ever paid that guy for that guitar. So.
Wow. So was he your inspiration to play the guitar?
Yeah. He's the one that introduced me to the guitar. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I didn't realize I was playing a stolen guitar for years. So. But,
wow.
Yeah. That's a true story. So.
Right. So you're originally from Minnesota.
I was actually born in New York. By Niagara Falls.
Oh, okay.
Lived there till I was about 4 or something like that. And then we moved a bunch of places. We settled in northern Minnesota, in Chisholm, up on the Iron Range. And I started 1st grade there.
Oh, okay.
So I went to 1st through 12th. Grew up playing hockey. And
And you moved to Nashville to pursue your music.
Yeah, I've been here 32. Yeah, I've been here 32 years.
32 years.
I really came to be a songwriter, and I wrote for a small publishing company for a couple of years. It was like 3 years, and I don't know. I just kind of rediscovered my guitar, and my wife was bugging me you should do a Christmas record. So I did a solo guitar Christmas record.
Right.
And so that was my first recording. And then I've done probably 13 or 14 records after that.
Okay.
Several with Miles, and then.
Your son, Miles.
And the first few were just guitar records. So
And you play with other people too.
I used to do a lot of studio work here. And then
session guitar.
Doing session work and playing around town, but mostly just doing session work and producing other people as well.
Okay.
I've done a lot of production, a lot of producing.
And singer-songwriters.
A lot of singer-songwriter, demos, and some of them, just guitar vocals, some of them, full-blown demos, and it's kind of the whole gamut here in Nashville. Yeah. And so I've done a lot of different things while I'm here, but really touring, I really like playing live. Playing in front of a crowd, talking, and interacting with with an audience.
Right. So that's what I like about touring. But it's exhausting, but it's a great.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
You know,
I don't really get tired of traveling. I mean, I get tired of being on the road, but I still like to travel.
Yeah, yeah.
So, so it was a good gig for me. So you know.
Yeah.
So and Miles and I toured, which is close to
a lot, right?
Yeah. So he started when he was about 11 years old. He started coming on the road with me. So.
Oh wow.
And yeah, so almost 15 years, I guess.
Really?
Yeah.
So you spent a lot of times with your son on the road.
Yeah. Yeah, we're still friends too.
Yeah, yeah.
So 60,000 miles a year on our car, and we're this far apart. So, you know, what could go wrong, right?
Right, right.
Yeah, so.
Wow. And then I want to ask you about your technique, or like.
Oh yeah.
Because you are so versatile. So you grew up with a rock, or?
Yeah, I grew up playing. You know, I started on electric guitar, and you know I had Les Paul and I had an SG.
Yeah.
I had an old Gibson, kind of a thin line, you know, semi-hollow body, and just played in rock and roll bands. You know, doing that kind of thing, and but I grew up listening to, like, you know, my older brother was you know, he was really into kind of a George Benson style. Jazz. He was really into smooth jazz, you know. And well, later on he was into smooth jazz, but early on it was like he used to buy me, you know, records for Christmas and birthdays, and they were all like jazz, like all the old, you know, like Pat Martino and Joe Pass, you know, John McLaughlin and Tal Farlow, just all Herb Ellis. Like most of those, probably couldn't name one of those old guitar players that I didn't listen to.
Right, and you started liking those.
Yeah, yeah. It was like, well, you know, the thing is, when back then, it's like I had no idea what they were playing.
Right, right.
Like, man, what are they doing? You know, and so, you know, as the years, you know, progress, I've, you know, been studying music and trying to learn how to play that kind of stuff. But you know, like, I like all kinds of music.
Yeah.
I mean, I like good songwriting too. I was a big, huge Bob Dylan fan too.
Okay.
You know, Bob Dylan, and you know, there's Townes Van Zandt. You know.
Oh yeah, I like him too.
Yeah, so. And then there's a lot of great songwriters here. You know, so it was living in Nashville. You know, you have a lot of really good influences. You know.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, so.
That's great. And you have a very unique technique.
Oh, well.
Your right picking hand.
Yeah, so this is...
I never seen like anybody did this.
Oh yeah, well this is basically, this is made by, okay, so the band I use, okay, so this is made by Strum and Comfort, and it's called a Kodiak, or wait, what is this called? Now I'm embarrassed. I should know this. Anyhow, Strum and Comfort makes these. Greg Atkin is a good friend of mine.
That's for a guitar player or no?
Yes, It's for a pick. Okay. So now he makes these where the pick is glued onto this thing.
Oh, okay.
So he makes his own pick too. And then the band. And so basically, it's a thumb pick. But see, I use a blue chip.
Yeah,
it's a blue chip jazz. It's a jazz pick. You know,
it's pretty thick.
Yeah, it's like, I think it's
jazz 3.
60 is a maybe. No, what would it be?
1.6.
Yeah, it's an LG 60, a BC Jazz LG 60. So I'm not sure what the LG stands for, but then basically I just put it in here.
Yeah.
And then when you wrap this around, it's Velcroed, and this is neoprene.
Right.
And then and I can adjust the angle of the pick if I want. So it's not like a rigid thumb pick, you know, but it serves as a thumb pick.
Right.
Because you can do, you know, you can do this. Right. Yeah. So I mean, you can. I mean, you play fingerstyle, all the, you know, you can do the kind of Chet stuff. And,
but do you prefer this than regular thumb pick?
Oh yeah, well I've used like tons of different thumb picks, you know, like Fred Kelly picks. You know, I used to use his Bumblebee picks. Those are great. All the Fred Kelly picks are great too.
Right.
The thing is that I will go through one of those every night. I just wear one of those picks out. I use the Bumblebee picks. So I'd have to get like, you know, like big bags of them from Fred. You know, he's a great guy, and but then his Bumblebee pick is flexible. You know, you can adjust the angle on it.
Yeah.
But it's a little they're a little more loose than this.
Oh,
and so
okay.
I'd have to tape them with like, you know, masking tape.
Yeah.
Just to hold them in place, you know.
Right.
And you can still move. This is a little more rigid. I like this. And it feels good on my thumb. These are really great picks, and because it doubles as a thumb pick, and you can you know, flat pick with it too. You know, so
Wow.
yeah, so it works good for that. You know?
Yeah. I sometimes use a thumb pick, but sometimes it hurts because it's plastic.
Oh, right, yeah.
But this is
See, that never
friendly.
that never happens to me because it's all cloth. You know,
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
like it
yeah.
doesn't. There's nothing
Soft.
digging. There's nothing. The only thing is you can get it on so tight that it puts your thumb to sleep. So sometimes I have to take it off.
Oh,
you know,
okay.
But so it's on there pretty tight now. But you know, you do have to. You know, when you're flat picking with a thumb pick, there is some. You have to adjust your playing. You know, so
Yeah.
So I just go through exercises and you know, and I use my fingers too. So like I'll go down with the thumb. Down with the thumb, up with the index,
Oh, okay.
down with the thumb, and up with the second finger.
Oh,
With
wow.
this, so like this. So, you know, you know, so, but you know, it's just, when you're using a thumb pick, it really frees up your hand so that, you know, you have a lot of, you know, a lot of area to work with, you know, for reaching and, you know, so. And it works for me. That's, you know, I just kind of developed.
So you've been doing this for years?
Yeah, I've been doing this for a long time. Probably, well, this pick here I started using, I met Greg probably, man, I met him almost 20 years ago. So I've gone back and forth.
Yeah.
This is what I've been using mostly the last few years. And I used them early on. He had another one. It was called a Kodiak. That was the more leather, and it had Velcro on it too. And those are really good too. But the pick is a little more loose.
Oh, okay.
You know, it's not as stable as this. See, because you have fabric on both sides of that pick. You know, so it's a little more stable.
Yeah. Okay.
And the Kodiak, it's only on one side. You know.
Yeah.
But it's. Everybody is a little different, so some people like the Kodiaks and some people like these, you know.
Yeah.
And then he has actually a wider one that's even wider than this. So. But these are great picks. I really like these. So.
Yeah. It's a very unique style.
Yeah.
You created.
Well, it's you know, it works. It works for me.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
everybody's got a little something different. So.
Could you play one like part of the song or?
Oh yeah, just play. I mean, just a little bit.
So people can hear.
It's, that's Angel Eyes.
Yeah, beautiful.
So
Yeah.
just kind of get an idea. Of it.
Yeah.
So.
Cool.
This maybe a little of this one here. Anyhow, I haven't played that in a while, so I probably shouldn't have done that.
You played this one at the competition?
Yeah, actually I did, yeah.
It
was, I can't remember if it was, I think it might have been the first tune I played, so. But I've been playing that one for a while, you know, so it's, you know, but, you know, so
very
that's
good.
Yeah. Weather Report. Birdland is the name of that tune. So.
Right. And how about? Could you tell us about your guitar?
Oh yeah. So
this is
a. I got to look in here because like. I'll look in and I'll get the model number when I first get it, and then I never look at it again. So this is a Bourgeois. It's an OMSC DB signature. And
so OM size soloist.
Yeah, right. Yeah, okay. Yeah. So it's a kind of a smaller body and Sinker Redwood, I think. Sinker Redwood, I think is it. And this is I think this is like the Indian rosewood back and sides.
So beautiful.
And then this is Koa. I think it's Koa binding.
Yeah.
And it's a great guitar.
Yeah.
And then they put the Walnut Valley logo up here.
Right, yeah.
And there's
Bourgeois.
I always forget to take the tuner off so you can see the name,
Yeah.
But yeah, Bourgeois. Yeah. So
you've been playing this for.
Yeah,
you like it?
Yeah, I chose this. The Taylors, the 812 Taylors.
That's your main.
Yeah, that's what I played. That's what I played in the competition. And those I love those. Those are great guitar. It's a 12 fret shorter scale. Not much. It's only maybe that much difference.
Okay.
But that much difference. Actually, this is standard scale. But just that little bit makes a huge difference. Everything is easier to play on those.
Yeah. So you like smaller body?
Yeah, I like a smaller body and not so. This is okay. This thickness here.
Right.
If it gets any thicker, deeper than this, then it's like it's getting a little too. Because I mean I play electric guitar too. I play a Strat, so when I play a Strat, it's like way back here.
Yeah.
Because it's only that inch and a half thick. So, but I do like, this is a great guitar though. I love it and it sounds incredible.
Yeah, it is.
I need new strings on here. These are I've been wearing it out since I got it. I think these are the same strings I see. It's May. I think these have been on there since September.
Oh, okay.
Last year, so.
It still sounds great.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah, so.
Yeah. Okay. And lastly, I want to ask, because some people are guitar players watching this, and I know you do you practice a lot, and I mean you used to, or like when you were younger.
Did I practice a lot, or do
because
I
to get to this year level is it's not easy at all, man, because you have your own
Well, the thing is that it's it kind of depends on. I think it's like what you practice is more important than how long you practice.
That's right, yeah.
And I think you can over practice, because it's I was when we were talking about going on vacation before.
Yeah.
I used to bring my guitar because I was afraid of losing my chops.
Yeah.
And then it's then I started I was going to leave the guitar at home, and then I'd be gone for 2 weeks. Come home, and it'd take a day or two to get back, but it's if you really work on your technique while you're learning stuff and really get good technique, it'll come back fast. And I've noticed that if I do go on vacation and I come back and I start playing again, it really doesn't take that long as long as you have good technique. The thing about a lot of the stuff we play, there's a lot of improvising in what I do, and also when I was playing when I toured with Miles. So a lot of the musical, concepts, how to solo over changes and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Sometimes that can get away from you, and it's what was I thinking when I was doing it? When I go out and I'm thinking at home, but when I go out and do a gig, the thinking has to stop. You just got to play.
Yeah.
And you hope the stuff that you've been working on works its way into the show, and it does.
Yeah.
And maybe not all at once, but it's it trickles in, So, and I know that when I would learn a solo piece, if I was arranging, and when I arrange a piece, I'm usually like a dog on a bone. I just I stay at it until I get it down, and then I'll make sure I record it, do a little video of it so I don't forget, because I don't transcribe anything.
Okay.
And so I have to go look at a video of what was I playing there, and I'll look at a video that I did. But once I get something done, if it's a tune that I'm going to play, then you know it always has to be broken on the gig. And you get the first concert that you play it live, and you know sometimes you butcher it the first time you play it, but you got to get over that hump. You know, especially if you're doing a complicated, you know, solo piece. You know, so
yeah.
But when I competed, I just the first time I competed, I did a couple of new arrangements, you know, and I had a train wreck in them, you know, a couple of them, not real bad, but it's like the next year I went out, I thought I'm only going to play something I could play in my sleep, you know. So
some songs that are familiar.
Yeah, so. And I think that's a good approach for
if you can be more natural.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. And then not only that, the whole competition, the idea of competing, like you're musicians and you're competing, you know, it's like, you know, we're not wrestling or, you know, it's not a game, you know. Yeah. But, and so it's kind of a weird thing to be competing with music, you know. But,
that's right, yeah.
You know, so, because really it's like, is anybody really better than the next guy? You know? I mean, so
yeah, everyone is good.
Yeah, when you get to a certain level, I mean, it's like everybody has a little different twist on you know the way you know their solo, like their harmony and like their arrangements and you know that kind of thing. So I mean, you know, there's a lot of players that love what they're doing, and it's like I don't really play like that. You know, it's like I'd have to learn what they're doing. You know? So. Yeah. Did I answer your question?
Yeah, it was great. Yeah.
So, as far as how much I practice, I don't really practice that much now.
But do you do certain things you do, like when you grab the guitar? Yeah. Like, okay, I'm gonna do this.
I mostly play tunes. Okay. You know, I try to like, especially if I'm like learning new concepts. A lot of times I try to I just apply them to like I'll just take a tune, like exercises. You know.
Somebody's songs. Or
sort of. Songs. Yeah, like our standards and that kind of thing. Or like I'll play through. I'll just play through the changes and maybe try and play the tune in a couple different keys. Right. You know. And. You know, and I kind of I think in numbers, you know, so when I'm playing, I'm not necessarily thinking about like a chord, like a G minor
chord
7,
name.
Or, you know, I'm thinking it's like, well, this is a 4 chord or a 2 or a sharp 5 or you know what I mean. So I'm thinking in terms of like you have a diatonic major scale, but then you have the whole steps, you know, and there's a note in between. Yeah. So those are numbers too. Okay. They're either a sharp 5 or a flat 6, you know what I mean? Yeah, yeah. So, and
wow, that's what you developed, playing with other singers or accompanying singers.
In Nashville, all the charts that you read, they're pretty much in numbers.
Oh, really?
Like if you're going to do a studio, like a session here, you're gonna get a number chart
because they transpose.
9 times out of 10, you're gonna get a number chart because if you have a singer. And they're like, hey man, can we move that up a minor third? You know, so like if you're thinking letters, right. You know, it's a little harder to transpose that. You know, but numbers, it's like all you need to know is where note 1 is, and you're good to go.
Oh, okay, wow.
Yeah, so like you know, like if you're gonna play. So even if you're gonna play like a jazz tune or something like a. That's in B flat, right? Right. Well, what if somebody wanted to do it in F? So I didn't have to think much about it. Yeah. And I wasn't even thinking about what the chords are. They're just all numbers, right?
Oh, wow. So you're used to it.
Yeah, so it's like, everything is a number. So like this, you know, 1, 4, you know, and now, you know, not. Okay, probably this is like a 9th chord, right? And a 7th chord. Yeah. They're all 9th chords, and minor 7. So you kind of have to, you know, you're kind of using your numbers as kind of the roadmap, and then you ear whether it's a major or minor chord, right?
Yeah.
You know, so, so whatever key, you know, you just pick a key and and go for it if you know the number system. So.
Okay, wow.
But every time, like if you're going to do any session work here in Nashville, especially if there's a singer, you know.
So you have to be like that.
Yeah.
You have to be like.
Yeah, and I've written
quick learner.
Yeah, I've written thousands of charts, you know. And you know, you can write in notation like rhythms and things like that. You know, pushes, and there's a certain way. I mean, everybody here has a little different take on number charts, but for the most part, when you do enough sessions, you know, you've kind of seen like pretty much what everybody does, you know.
Okay.
So, and I kind of have my own little way of notation, and everybody can read my charts, so it's, you know.
That you can communicate.
Yeah, some people will write 8 bars across, you know, like the whole page, or some people will draw a line down the middle and put 4 bars here, and they'll work their way down the left side of the page and then go down the right side of the page.
Oh, interesting.
So, but the first time I filled in for a sub for Crystal Gale's guitar player. This is like 20 years ago, and I toured with her for about a year, and but anyhow, the first time they gave me a book of her whole show, and it was all in standard, you know,
chord symbols.
Yeah, chord symbols and that, you know. And so I took all the tunes and I wrote them all in numbers, and I got her entire show on 2 pages. Yeah. So I had, and like some of the charts were like maybe a couple inches big, right? And so I just had all their songs like in numbers on like
2 pages.
Yeah, like it actually was a page and a half. I got all these songs on just a very small area.
Oh wow!
And so I never had to turn a page, and you know, and just make sure you have good light.
Oh, that's
you know,
great.
So you see the numbers. So, but yeah, so it, you know, it's a great system. A lot of people, you know, poo-poo it. People that aren't that don't. They don't work in Nashville. They haven't been in Nashville. They don't really, you know, they think that it's just the number system is like, well, it's just for doing simple songs, but that's not true. I mean, I use it for, you know, like playing jazz tunes. Just transposing it just makes it a lot easier to transpose. So.
Wow.
And I just told a friend of mine up in Minnesota about the number system. I was explaining it to him, and he fell in love with it. You know. Yeah. So.
Wow. That's great. Wow.
Trying to think of some other examples of that, but anyhow.
Yeah.
But we can, you know.
Thank you for sharing it.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah.
It's so nice to talk to you and.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Tim Thompson.
Well, hey, thanks for having me.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Yeah, man. So we'll yeah.
Great.
Okay.
Cool.
Well, I don't know if we'll have time to